Here are my note cards. Hi, my name is Andrew Albert, and today I want to talk to you about the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Imagine waking up one day and being told you had to leave. You couldn't pack, you couldn't ask any questions, you just needed to leave. And this is how these people in Chernobyl felt that day of the explosion. According to N. Alkamashi, on April 26, 1986, there was an explosion in Ukraine at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The explosion occurred in the fourth unit because of a flawed design and poorly trained personnel. It released radioactive materials into the atmosphere and environment. Alkamashi stated that the radioactive materials spread for 10 days and covered 77,000 square miles. It affected areas in Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, and most of Europe was affected. It contaminated the flora, the fauna, the water, the environment, personal property, and personal health. Michael Groverich said that 40 different substances were released, including Zr-96, Te-132, and most importantly and most dangerous was iodine-131. Alkamashi included that 135,000 people were evacuated that day, and in the following months 200,000 people would be evacuated from areas. There's 31 direct deaths from the explosion, mostly emergency personnel and the workers, but there would be very more deaths to come. Frank von Hippel wrote about the health effects. The radiation was either consumed externally or internally. Externally means that they actually sucked in a cloud of radiation and it hurt their insides, and internally means they ate something that was contaminated, like the water or food. Iodine-131 became concentrated in people's thyroid glands. It caused thyroid cancer and other cancers in children, adults, and even growing fetuses. Cataracts happened because of the radiation directly to the eyes. The more radiation they received to the eyes, the faster cataracts would appear. Cardio and lung problems happened because of the explosion. Reproductive and hereditary problems caused birth defects. Von Hippel also concluded that people, because of the explosion, received mental and psychological effects. This included relocation and evacuation. They had to leave everything behind. The social stigma of being an exposed person also hurt people, and just knowing that they may never return home took a toll on them. According to Tim Muse, the environment also took a hit. Farm animals such as cows were producing contaminated milk because they were eating contaminated grass, so that means their milk was no good, and so that animal was no good. Birds, fish, wildlife, and everything had deadly effects because they were consuming the radiation more wildly because they were eating the grass, the fruits that were out in the contamination. Groundwater was polluted, so people couldn't be drinking it, so that means animals couldn't be drinking it. There is this thing called the red forest, where the radiation literally burnt the pine trees in this one area, so they turned to a crisp red color, and these trees eventually died. Finally, today, according to Joshua Clover, it's been 29 years and Chernobyl is still frozen in time. Everything is abandoned, yet everything is like someone just rushed out. There's still, life, it still looks like people are living there, but they're not because they didn't have time to pack or clean up or anything. There's still carnival rides out because there was supposed to be an event on May 1st, 1986, but it never happened. But although birds, insects, and mammals have had a decline in consequences from the radiation, they're growing stronger and they're adapting. Vegetation is growing slowly and although some areas are still testing high in radiation, those areas are closed off for everyone. Tourism is at an all-time high right now. There's guided tours through churches, the schools, malls, anywhere. These tours are guided, but at the end of it, you need to be checked for radiation, and you cannot pick up anything or touch anything. And I want to end with a quote by Clover. He said, "People lived in it, and then they didn't, but it has not quite been erased." I want to thank you for listening, and I hope you liked it.